Galactic Council attacked a human diplomat. Didn't know he was Doom in a suit. HFY Sci-Fi story. 1770 words. Begin story. I am Archivist Valvar of the Galactic Council Historical Directorate. This is the sealed transcript the Council tried to erase. The story of the day we attacked a human diplomat and discovered the mistake that nearly collapsed the galaxy. Not because humanity declared war, but because the diplomat they sent was more terrifying than any army. Part 1. The man they called Doom in a suit. For centuries, the Galactic Council maintained an uneasy peace among 34 species. Border skirmishes, trade disputes, political sabotage. These were expected. But humans were new. To you. Their rapid expansion, their unpredictable culture, their tendency to survive things that should kill them, it all unsettled the Council. And so, when the planet Tarkesh accused a human colony of territorial encroachment, the Council demanded Earth send a representative. They sent a single man. A diplomat named Jonas Hale. At first glance he appeared harmless. Average height. Calm expression. Black suit, flawless posture, quiet voice. But his file was thin. Too thin. And rumors circulated even before he arrived. He mediated the Orion Pirate Accord by staring down 8 warlords. He ended the Kothari revolt without firing a shot. He negotiated peace with a species that communicates through violence. The Terrans called him a specialist in conflict de-escalation. Others whispered a darker title. Doom in a suit. We did not yet understand why. But we would. Part 2. The Trap. The Tarkesh Dominion hated humans. Their ruling caste had already decided the verdict. Humanity was guilty. Their goal was not justice. It was humiliation, punishment, and submission. The council chamber that day was packed. Delegates from 34 species, thousands of observers, and hidden mercenaries waiting in blind spots. Tarkesh representatives had arranged a small incident. A warning. A threat. When Jonas Hale entered the chamber, flanked only by a single AI drone hovering behind him, the Tarkeshi guards purposely, accidentally blocked his path. Jonas paused. I believe you're standing in my way, he said politely. The guard, a towering reptilian brute, snarled and shoved him. Humans should have fallen. Should have stumbled. Should have shown fear. Jonas didn't move. He didn't even blink. He simply looked up at the guard with an expression so calm, so measured, the chamber fell silent. Do you require medical assistance? Jonas asked. The guard blinked. What? You struck a solid object at high velocity. That must have hurt. Ripples of unease spread through the chamber. I remember the Tarkeshi ambassador whispering. He's supposed to be just a diplomat, isn't he? No. He was not. Just not in the way anyone expected. Part 3. The False Trial. The hearing began with the usual formalities. Accusations. Shouting. Fabricated evidence. Jonas listened quietly, hands folded, eyes half-lidded. But his drone recorded everything. The Tarkeshi ambassador slammed a fist onto the podium. You humans destabilize order wherever you settle. You are a threat to the galaxy. Jonas lifted one eyebrow. A threat? Humanity has not initiated a single conflict since joining the council. Lies, the ambassador roared. Jonas pressed a button on his wrist. A hologram appeared, showing Tarkesh covert raids, sabotage orders, secret troop deployments. The chamber gasped. The ambassador froze. How did you get this? Jonas's voice remained steady. The truth has a way of surfacing. Especially when one looks for it. The ambassador snarled, then snapped his claws. That was the signal. The attack began. Part 4. What they awakened. Tarkesh mercenaries dropped camouflage fields and opened fire on the human diplomat. Or rather, they tried to. Energy beams bent around Jonas. Pulse rounds dissipated midair. Shockwaves evaporated inches from his suit. The council screamed. What shielding tech is that? How is he still alive? Is this human sorcery? Jonas looked around calmly. I would appreciate it if you stopped shooting. It's distracting. The mercenaries hesitated, then charged. That's when the truth came out. Jonas Hale was not merely a diplomat. The AI drone behind him unfolded like a metallic flower. Panels separated. Blades hummed. Fields crackled with invisible force. A voice emanated from it. Threat level unacceptable. Activating Guardian Protocol. Guardian. The classified human warrior. Outlawed in 3-star clusters. Whispered about in military academies. Until that moment. The drone projected a shimmering sphere around Jonas. A protection field so advanced, so reactive, it bordered on precognition. Mercenaries crashed against it like insects hitting a starship hull. Jonas sighed. Stand down, he said once. They did not. Part 5. The diplomat shows his real profession. Jonas moved. Finally. What happened next became legend. He didn't draw a weapon. He didn't strike anyone. He simply stepped through the chaos with precision that defied physics. Mercenaries swung blades. He wasn't there. They fired plasma. His drone absorbed it. One Tarkashi warrior leapt with a war cry. Jonas sidestepped, tapped his shoulder and sent him crashing into a pillar. Another lunged. Jonas angled his body, redirected the blow and gently set the attacker on the floor unconscious. The chamber watched the impossible. A man who fought without fighting. A warrior who never attacked. A diplomat who dismantled an entire armed unit with less violence than a sparring match. I overheard one delegate whisper. What kind of human does this? Another responded. The kind they send when they want peace, and when they want the conflict to end without a war. Part 6. The Council's Panic. The mercenaries were defeated. The embassy guards were unconscious. The Tarkash ambassador was on the floor, trembling. Jonas straightened his suit. A single wrinkle. That was the extent of the damage. The council erupted. You attacked him. He defended himself only. Tarkash committed an act of war. Sanctions. Immediate military intervention. But Jonas raised his hand. The entire chamber went silent. Counselors, he said. Earth does not seek war. His voice was calm yet carried across the chamber like thunder. But we will not tolerate assassination attempts, nor the framing of our colonies, nor political sabotage. He turned toward the Tarkash delegation. Your dominion has broken 37 treaties, initiated 14 covert strikes, and attempted to murder a peaceful representative. The Tarkash ambassador spat. You think you can dictate terms, human? You are one world among many. Jonas met his eyes. It was the first time I saw true human fury. Quiet, cold, controlled. I am not dictating terms, he said. I am delivering consequences. He pressed another command. A new hologram appeared. Fleet positions. Coordinates. Troop mobilizations. The Tarkash Dominion's secret invasion plans. Exposed. The chamber reeled. How did you get these? This compromises half the sector. Is this human espionage? Jonas answered. No. This is what happens when your own generals are willing to talk to someone who listens. The Tarkash ambassador collapsed into his seat. Part 7. The Secret of Jonas Hale. The council finally asked the question on every mind. Who are you really? Jonas Hale paused. He looked almost sad. I am a diplomat, he said. That was true. But before that? He exhaled slowly. I served in the Terran Peacekeeper Corps. My division specialized in neutralizing conflicts before they escalated. Sometimes that meant negotiation. Sometimes infiltration. Sometimes dissuasion. Dissuasion, a delegate repeated nervously. Jonas looked around the chamber. The shattered pillars, The unconscious attackers, the terrified political elite. You've seen it in action. His drone hovered beside him, silent and ominous. Jonas continued. We prefer peace. We fight only when forced. But when humanity commits to ending a conflict, we end it completely. Silence fell like a shroud. One counselor whispered to me. Now we understand why humans sent only him. A single man, to prevent an actual war. No one dared argue. Part 8. The sentencing. The council convened privately for 12 hours. In the end, the resolution was unanimous. Tarkesh Dominion guilty of attempted assassination, falsification of evidence, and planning an illegal invasion. Sanctions. Disarmament. Forced demilitarization of 3 border worlds. It was extreme. Unprecedented. But necessary. As Jonas Hale left the chamber, the Tarkesh ambassador snarled. You win this round, human. But we will rebuild. We will regain power. And one day. Jonas turned slowly. Ambassador, he said, that depends on what kind of future you choose. The ambassador blinked. Jonas continued. You can choose vengeance. Or survival. The ambassador swallowed. We will consider. Jonas nodded. Good. That is all we ask. And with that he walked away. No gloating. No threat. No arrogance. Just a man doing his job. Part 9. Private conversation restricted. This segment was removed from the public report, but I preserved it. After the session I approached Jonas myself. You could have killed them all, I said quietly. Jonas looked surprised. Why would I do that? Because they tried to kill you. They failed, he said with a shrug. And killing people who are afraid only creates more fear. I hesitated, then asked. What are humans really? Warriors? Diplomats? Something in between. Jonas gave a faint smile. We are survivors. That's all. And your drone? The Guardian, was it necessary? It didn't activate its weapons, he replied. Only defensive protocols. That alone defeated an entire strike force. Jonas's expression hardened. That was the point. Part 10. The record Earth destroyed, but I saved. After Jonas departed, Earth sent a diplomatic communique. We apologize for the disruption. Jonas Hale was instructed to de-escalate, not expose wider conspiracies. We wish to maintain peace and stability. But attached was a second message encrypted. He did what had to be done. He always does. Next time send someone smarter. Signed, Earth Foreign Intelligence Directorate. Not a diplomat's department. Not even close. Part 11. A new kind of peace. The aftermath shaped the galaxy. Tarkesh forces withdrew. Council security protocols doubled. Diplomatic immunity laws were rewritten. And humanity? They acted as though nothing unusual had happened. But those of us who were present, we understood the true message. Humanity does not want war. But they do not fear it either. They will negotiate. They will mediate. They will compromise. If pushed, threatened, if the person they send wearing a suit might be more dangerous than any army. Ending. The truth I cannot unsee. Whenever new species join the council, we teach them the foundational laws. Respect neutrality. Honor ceasefires. Never draw a weapon in the Grand Chamber. But I add one more lesson for those willing to listen. If the Terrans send a man in a suit, be afraid. Not because he comes to destroy, but because he comes to end the conflict. One way or another. For the day the council attacked a human diplomat was the day we learned. Humans do not wage war lightly. But when they must, they send doom wearing a smile. Asterisk asterisk.